States. My name is Umala. Today is Wisdom God. Mathematics add up is home. One thing that we are taught in this nation is that we're supposed to simulate the society. I hear a lot of talk, brothers say we're not supposed to do this, we're not supposed to do that. But it's not that you're not supposed to. You're supposed to make yourself known to the world. We work on jobs where we work with all colored people. Our job is to teach black, brown, yellow, and white. You got online where you got brothers that are arguing on whether white women are earths and whether white men or children is God. You got to understand that our job is to teach all the human families of the planet Earth. What makes it different is when you know that you got the 28th degree where they talk about sticking pins in the baby head, doctors, nurses, ministers, and cremators, and then when you get in front of a white person, he said, why you call us a devil? And you gonna shine it off like, we wasn't taught like that. We was taught to tell the truth. Now you got online a lot of brothers arguing and fussing. If I got online and say F the Father, I got thousands of clicks talking about what the Father is. We wasn't taught to teach people by being online. Because online, even if we know, I'm talking about this day and time, we was taught to teach eye to eye, face to face. When I first got my lessons, you know how I got it? By a brother walking me around and building with me on, do you know who the original man is? No, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, owner, creamer, planner, false civilization, God of the universe. Repeat it. After I repeated, we walked along, and he said, yeah, man, the skies knew that, who the original man is. Original man is, we learn by word of mouth. I'm hearing all this stuff coming from the internet that they're arguing over whether this is the nation of gods and earth. This ain't the nation of gods and earth. This is the nation of God. All these guys are saying that is from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. The reason why the Father said, if you want to see me come together, you know what? Because he got a little piece of it, he got a little piece of it, he got a little piece of it. And when we come together, we could bear witness to each other that the Father said that. When we call him the Father, he was our Father. He was a father to us. I'm going to tell you something else. It was until 66 that I found out I was a father son. Do you know why? Because I was the son of Almighty God Allah. I was the son of Almighty God Allah. That's how we taught. We taught that you get knowledge of self. There wasn't no religion. When Allah came and started having parliaments meeting with us in Matterhorn, is when it made a difference, because brothers started finding out that we wasn't pro-black and we wasn't anti-white, but we had to tell the truth. If we said we the son of man, then our job is to teach like the son of man. And all I see now on the internet is like when Jesus was here, whatever Jesus did, it was after Jesus went home that everybody started writing. In the beginning, God. Come on. Everybody is renewing history with the wrong type of history. They don't want to talk to Umala. Why? Because Umala got a big head, he out of place, he don't know what he's talking about. But yet I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right here. I was here. I met brothers who would talk about paying the poor rate. Yo, God, you got some money, you got to pay the poor rate. Okay, here go $2, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, dog, we're going to hang together. Come on, let's go do this and let's go do that. That was that day and time. If somebody come up to me today and say, you got to pay a poor rate, I'm going to ask them what religion they from. Because that ain't our way of life. We don't try to trick people. We don't fight. You know what? When brothers got me and this brother, come on, get out that chair. I'm going to whoop your behind. You know what the Father will tell us? Go around the corner, but when you come back on this avenue, don't come with the same thing you went around the corner with. Because you got brothers talking about, I don't hit my brother. I don't do this. We was taught in a different time, in a different place, with a different attitude about this knowledge. And now we're looking at people stepping on it, messing it up, screwing it up, talking about they don't believe. A belief could easily be changed.
That's right.
That's what we learned back there. I'm talking about the brother. Come on, man, what you said? Yeah, the God I heard he was doing this and this. Knock, 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 who it is? Peace, God. Here go Umala. Now tell him what you told me. I heard, you didn't tell me that. Tell me how you told me to him. Yo, God, I said that you was da-da-da-da-da. Now, did you tell it to me like that? Yeah. How in the hell they telling some stuff like that on me like that? I tell you the truth what happened. The brother turned to a little punk, ran back as I smacked him in his face, and went and told y'all from God. You see what I'm saying? We learned how to take all that sissy stuff out of us when we was children. Now all of a sudden we get on the internet, here go all the sissy stuff. 1,000 clicks of sissies. Yo, God, you don't call God that, because God is the builder of you. Where all the builders at? If they had that much power online, how come it ain't filling up? I hear brothers talk about, I hear about y'all got a parliament, I want to see it. How come they not filling it up? When we was young, we had African Barbada group, the whole line, and then until brother bust that open, we thought they was our brothers, because they had the same knowledge, the same lessons. The Bloods out there, the one who taught them, he switched our lessons around and gave it to them. So they got to study. All I'm saying is this, and that's why we still here. Because this is a law nation. He the one that gave us the knowledge of self and to start this up. We was in gangs, we was 85%, we was eating pork, we was doing a lot of stuff. He stopped that. Because in order for you to get knowledge of yourself, you had to restrict yourself. Brothers who came around here for knowledge had to fast for 3 days. For 3 days. Before they got knowledge. Before they got who the original man, any lessons or anything. But online, I could get on there and say, Umar degrades. And everybody be clicking. They don't even know me. Blah, blah, blah. You got brothers arguing that the nation was not called the nation of the gods and the earth. And you got brothers disrespecting sisters on the line that they wasn't here. Let me tell you a story about when I first got my lessons and I walked up on the sisters on the corner. Brother came around here, big old lessons in his hand, just walking. So I mean, peace, brother, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. The sisters came off the wall and said, peace, peace. My name is this, my name is that. She said, what's your name? My name is this. Said, what's the day's degree? Oh, I ain't telling no woman. I don't speak to no reflection. You reflect my life. Messiah and them came off the wall and said, excuse me, brother, what's your name? Anytime they ask you a question, you answer. Because at that time, we were teaching our women what we know. The exact same thing. It wasn't no different. Or if I teach you later, I'm just teaching you who the original man is. I'll get to the rest later. There is no later. Because once you stop that 28-day cycle, something else happened. This nation was made to be out there, to participate in activities, not to go and join our shopping group and all of a sudden tell them, get off your knees, we don't pray. I heard that. I said, this guy's out of his mind. He said he represents the nation of gods and earth, and he's in an activity that has to do with our shopping, you know our shopper gonna say, let us kneel and pray. You know he gonna say that. But I'm above that. Everybody get off your knees. We don't pray, we don't pray. That was a slap to my face, whether he know it or not. That's disrespecting me as part of this nation. I don't run around calling everybody, peace God, in the middle of the street. Why? Because we 5%. You're supposed to know your brother's name. You're supposed to be with him to know his ways and actions. And you got brothers that got ways and actions of a snake, of a grafted type. You do have brothers like that. Why? Because they don't be around the ones who could teach them and guide them in the right direction. They get lessons, they don't care where they get them from. They just sound pretty like, yeah, my name, I'm from Mecca. Yeah, I'm the 120, yeah. Come on. Lessons saved our lives as children. We fought the police. We fought the police a couple of times, especially when Martin Luther King died. We fought them. Do you hear Lindsay talking about one of Lindsay's administrators got beat up? Do you remember that paper? If you read it, it says one of John Lindsay's security guards got beat up in Harlem. He ran down the street with a knife in his hand, and a brother was standing by the curb. I ran over to the brother and blocked the brother, pushed him away, and did my hand like that, and knocked him away. Other brothers jumped on him. When I went back in there, I had a cut on my hand where he had the knife. When we went after that, we stopped the riot. Lindsay said, could y'all help us up there to not make sure that the riot stopped? We went out in the middle of 125th Street, and they was coming from City College, because every Thursday, Duma and I would go up to the college. Duma and a couple of brothers would go up to City College, and we would socialize and then come back. Until, after the socialize, when we got up there, they said that they killed Martin Luther King, and there was a march, right? When they came down 125th Street, we was asked to stop the riot. Because see, say it like this, you could be truthful for what you want, but some of the people that join with you, they out for some other stuff. That don't stop us from being a part of it. I'm just saying that when we march, these people didn't like Martin Luther King. When Martin Luther King had them dogs biting them down south, you should have heard, I ain't let no dog bite me, I'll shoot him. I ain't let no dog bite me. I ain't joining no march, I ain't going down south. But they was about to tear up 125th Street. We put a circle around there and we stopped them right there in their track. Boom. Then we get the brother with the knife. Then all of a sudden we was called across the street. We went across the street. Here come a platoon of white police officers with one black one in front. And he said, where y'all going? And Allah said, Allah. We going out here, with the mayor. And the dude did one of those real good Mason signs. I can't do it. But he came from here all the way flat on the ground and stood there and looked around and told the police, get him. Do you know that we fought the police right there across where the state office building was? And the only ones they got was brothers that they put handcuffs on. They did not touch us. We had another incident with the police called the streetcar riot, where it was a big fight because a guy disrespected an old lady, and the brother jumped in and started arguing with the police. The police came at him. After the police came at him, they called in a squad. Another squad of police come in. Other young brothers got out there and fought. And then all of a sudden they called in 3 squads of police, and not one brother was hurt. That's how we was trained when we was children. We was trained in self-defense, knowing how to protect yourself. That was the main thing that attracted me. I wanted to learn karate. I ain't want to learn all this knowledge. I didn't want to learn no knowledge. You want to say something? I didn't want to learn no knowledge. I came here for karate. But as I began to learn karate, what came was the mathematics, the alphabet, the lessons, everything added up. I still don't have a black belt. Yeah. And I'm 68 years old. That's how long I've been here. I'm 68 years old. Everybody, oh, you look like you're 40. Has nothing to do with it. Question? Question. Go ahead.
I would like to say something. 1975, we said I walked to the preacher side precinct. And rest of the golf teaching around the school with us back in 65.
You hear what he said? He said we had fights inside the precinct. All right, so we're not somebody who just sit on our behind. But what killed me is not so much that, there's still a lot of brothers are not participating in a lot of things. They hear, oh yeah, God, that's it. But what you need to understand is if you say you got knowledge of yourself, you're responsible for your community. You ain't got to get out there and say, I'm teaching little ones. All of us have our position as children. Now we adults. You have a profound duty to do something that everybody knows you as who you are. Not as the thief, not as the one who is snatching everybody's woman, but as the one who's a leader in your community. I give block parties. Everybody respects that. But that little bit had me for the whole year because I could talk to different people in my community. I could deal with them. I want to go on the march to Washington, but ain't nobody offering no bus yet.
Take the child bus.
I ain't taking no bus. All I'm saying is that when it comes to us participating in different activities, we participate, but you got to have a knowledge of why you there. You're not there to start a revolution in front of somebody else's program. You can't go to a meeting without shouting and tell his people don't pray. The lady said, young man, could you keep your voice down? He said, no, get off your knees. She said, young man, we are in prayer. Could you please keep your voice down? Oh no, we in there. Y'all above that. We don't get on our knees. We don't pray. The whole thing about it is when we go back to the tapes that the father put forth when he went to the Children Institute. I can't even say the word. When he went to Otisville, the brother said, Allah, we go to church on Sunday. What do? Do we pray? You know what the father said? Be reverent. Do you know what being reverent is? It means when you're in a community, you fit in a community. If somebody tell you we praying and you bow your head, you ain't got to say, thank you, Jesus. Or, you ain't got to go through that, but respect. You are an individual that's supposed to show respect to the word. And what the Pope said? He said God is right in your community. He might have not been talking about us, but it made me feel good. I know. But you see what I'm saying? I'm saying that we are a nation that's supposed to assimilate ourselves into society. Everybody want to be rich. You think I want to be poor? Hell no. If I hit $1 million, I'm not staying around with nobody that's going to put a gun to my head and talk about go to the bank and get your money. That's stupidity. And there's been brothers in here that hit big money, and there's been brothers in here that have forced them to give up their money, which is ridiculous. I'm trusting you as my brother. I'm buying A, B, C, and D, and all of a sudden you're going to talk about give me the rest. We are not as stupid. We're a nation that Allah put here that gave us a little bit of sense. He made us men at 16, 17, and we had the whole world on our shoulder. You think Africans had some problem? We had to get out there and teach. Brothers went into gangs and changed the whole game. Gave them knowledge yourself.
That's right, God. That's right.
That's what I'm telling you. We don't sit back and say, yeah, y'all want us to march, to hell with it, we ain't gonna march. That's a lie. And we do it on the understanding that you came to us and asked us to do a favor for us raising up our people. See what I'm saying? It's not a favor to tear down the police station. It's a favor to give recognition to those who died.
That's right.
Those who didn't have knowledge of themselves. And if they did have knowledge of themselves, the only thing we can say is they still went home. They went home. They went home. So the thing about it is, we recognizing that other brothers, whether they had knowledge or not, is now here because of the police reaction. I'm going to tell you something about slavery. Everybody talk about slavery, right? Everybody was a slave. Everybody did this. Washington, D.C. could not be built by a slave. Kunta Kinte came over here as an African. How did the cotton gin was made? How did the third rail was made? Now, when you look at what W.D. Farad said, it makes sense. That the trader made orientation, they receive more gold for their labor. They receiving no. So traders made orientation. These people come in, they could work, they could build. Up north, what they did is they started a union and they went to the European states and said, come in and work. That's why you got the gangs in New York City, if you know history. Because the South already have Pacific buildings and Pacific structures, but when you get up north, you got Spanish structures, you got English structures, you got Italian structures, well, Italian, English, Spain, but you also got Irish structures. Oh, the church was built by the Greeks, the church was built by the Irish, the church was, all of them had a part up north. The prejudice is serious, because the prejudice is still there. Meaning what? That you gotta really lift yourself above this to get into their society that they don't want you in. Because if we knew how dirty they was, we'd run them from among us. We've got to understand why we was taught these lessons at a young age. Because right now, if I look online and I had the ability to shock the shit out of everybody online, so you can say, yeah, true. But if I had the ability to shock everybody online and bring them back into the soul where they're supposed to be, I would do it. Because they don't know who the hell they're talking to. Somebody get online and say, screw Umar, and everybody want to tell them Umar is this and Umar. Why the hell are y'all online? You ain't teaching nobody. Then you got the other group, join my group. Come and be on my E page and be on my B page. And then you say something, you a liar, all of a sudden you knocked off his E page. If he respects you as your brother, our job in the nation was to teach the human family. And it don't matter whether there's a bunch of us or a little of us, our job is still to teach the human families of the planet Earth. You can't work for a white man and talk about, oh, the hell with the white man, he need to go and back to the caves. You can't put him there. And I'm going to tell you something. If y'all really studied history the way it is, the Vikings had black people up there. The Spain had black people over there. If you go anywhere around God, come on. I got this, right? So give me the respect. Wherever they went in the world was black people. When they talk about pyramids, they talk about Egypt, right? Go down to South America. Go to other countries and see what their pyramids look like. What I'm saying is, why we say we don't have a beginning or ending, because we don't. We don't. And why we're the Son of Man is because our job is to act like the Son of Man, to bring people into the knowledge of themselves, to actually plant that seed. And don't forget about them sisters because they need knowledge too. You can't teach them from A to B and leave out C, D all the way to Z. Because if you do, then you shortening their history. Because they will turn against you. Ain't nothing like a woman scorned. But our job is to teach all the human families in the planet Earth. Our job, the one who wants to do it, is to participate in all activities because why? Because we are part of the human race. We human. Ain't nobody no Martian, ain't nobody could elevate off the ground. Ain't nobody 100% pure.
If Mecca did this.